Hello, my friends. Albert Einstein here. Today, we are diving into a fascinating topic that has intrigued humanity for centuries: unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. But before we start looking at the scientific side, let me share a bit about what UFOs are and why they have become such a hot topic in popular culture. A UFO, in simple terms, is any object seen in the sky that cannot immediately be identified. It's important to note that the word UFO doesn't necessarily mean it's an alien spacecraft. It simply refers to something that doesn't have a clear explanation at the moment of its sighting. In fact, many UFOs are later identified as weather balloons, aircraft, or natural phenomena like meteors or clouds. The phenomenon of UFO sightings has been recorded throughout history. Some of the earliest documented cases date back to ancient civilizations. In the 15th century, for instance, people in Europe reported seeing strange lights in the sky. Fast forward to the 20th century, and UFO sightings became even more common, especially after the advent of the airplane and the rise of modern technology. One of the most famous UFO-related events occurred in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico. A mysterious object crashed on a ranch, and it wasn't long before rumors spread that the object was not from Earth. This event gave birth to countless theories about extraterrestrial life and government cover-ups. It is one of the main reasons UFOs became a mainstream topic in the United States and around the world. UFOs have also played a huge role in popular culture. Movies, books, and TV shows have created vivid images of little green men and flying saucers. They have sparked imaginations, and for many, UFOs are symbols of the unknown and our hopes or fears of encountering life beyond our planet. But as intriguing as these stories are, we must ask a crucial question. Is there a scientific explanation for UFOs? I, as a scientist, have always believed in the power of observation, reasoning, and evidence. And so the question remains, can science explain UFOs? Are they just misunderstood natural phenomena, or could they be something more? In this documentary, we will take a deep dive into this question, examining the facts, exploring potential explanations, and separating the mystery from the myth. Now let's take a closer look at what UFOs really are. A UFO, as I mentioned earlier, stands for Unidentified Flying Object. The key here is that the object is unidentified. This means we don't know what it is at the time it's spotted. That doesn't mean it's something extraordinary or otherworldly. In fact, the majority of UFO sightings can be explained by natural or man-made phenomena. When people report seeing a UFO, they often describe an object or light in the sky that they can't recognize or explain. These sightings can vary widely. Sometimes the object is bright, other times it's a strange shape. Some reports even mention a sound or the lack of one. But what is crucial here is that it's unidentified at the moment, which doesn't mean it's alien. And that brings us to a very important distinction. UFOs are not the same as extraterrestrial life. Many people immediately think that when we talk about UFOs, we're talking about spaceships from other planets, but that's not necessarily the case. A UFO simply refers to an object we can't explain right now. It doesn't automatically mean it's an alien ship. In fact, most UFO sightings end up being identifiable as airplanes, satellites, or even rare weather phenomena. The real mystery isn't just about the UFOs themselves, but about why they're so hard to identify. That's where science steps in to try to find explanations, and we'll be exploring that shortly. Now that we understand what UFOs are, let's look at their history. UFO sightings have been reported for centuries. The first well-documented UFO event in modern history happened in 1947. A man named Kenneth Arnold, a private pilot, reported seeing 9 bright objects flying in formation near Mount Rainier in Washington, USA. He described them as saucer-like, and this is where the popular image of the flying saucer comes from. Arnold's sighting received wide attention, and it marked the beginning of a wave of UFO reports. Another key historical event was the Roswell incident in the same year. In July of 1947, a rancher discovered strange debris on his land in Roswell, New Mexico. The military first announced that it had recovered a flying disc, but shortly after, they changed the statement, claiming it was a weather balloon. This led to years of speculation and conspiracy theories about UFOs and even extraterrestrial life. To this day, the Roswell incident is one of the most famous UFO-related events in history. Then, in 1997, thousands of people witnessed the Phoenix Lights in Arizona. A series of mysterious lights appeared in the sky and moved slowly across the state. While many people still believe it was a UFO, the US government later said it was just military flares. But this event left a lasting impression on the public's perception of UFOs. These events have had a massive impact on public perception. For decades, UFOs were often dismissed as hoaxes or imagination. But today, with more credible reports and official investigations, the mystery of UFOs has evolved from something that is often ridiculed to a subject of serious interest and scientific inquiry. But what can science really tell us about all these sightings? Well, we'll see soon, but it's clear that UFOs have been and still are a significant part of our culture and our curiosity about the unknown. Now that we've explored the history of UFO sightings, it's time to look at the most common explanations for these mysterious objects. As intriguing as UFOs may seem, many of them can actually be explained by things that we already know about: natural phenomena, human-made objects, and atmospheric conditions. Let me walk you through a few of the most common explanations. Atmospheric phenomena. Sometimes UFO sightings are actually caused by unusual atmospheric phenomena. These are natural occurrences in the sky that can be misunderstood as strange objects. One of the most famous examples is something called ball lightning. Ball lightning is a rare and poorly understood phenomenon where glowing orbs of light appear during thunderstorms. These glowing orbs can float in the air for several seconds, and they can be mistaken for UFOs, especially when people see them at night. There are also other meteorological phenomena like sprites and blue jets. Sprites are brief, reddish flashes of light that occur high above thunderclouds, while blue jets are blue lightning bolts that shoot up from thunderstorms into the sky. These are both spectacular sights, but they're rare, and most people wouldn't know what they are when they see them. Human-made objects. Another common explanation for UFO sightings is human-made objects. This includes things like military aircraft, drones, or even satellites. Many UFO sightings, especially those reported by people living near military bases or flight paths, can often be traced back to experimental or classified military planes. For example, stealth bombers or new types of aircraft might look unusual or move in ways that seem impossible to the untrained eye. Drones are another example. In recent years, drones have become increasingly popular and capable of flying in unexpected ways. Their lights and movement patterns might look strange, especially at night, leading people to mistake them for UFOs. Additionally, some satellites or other space-based objects, like the International Space Station, can reflect sunlight and appear as bright, fast-moving points of light in the sky. This can confuse observers who don't realize they're looking at a satellite. Natural phenomena. Sometimes UFO sightings can be explained by natural phenomena, like planets, stars, or even optical illusions. Planets like Venus, Mars, and Jupiter often appear very bright in the sky, especially around sunrise or sunset. At certain times of the year, these planets can seem to move across the sky, making them appear as though they're objects in flight. When seen under the right conditions, they can look a lot like UFOs. Additionally, stars and constellations can sometimes create optical illusions. For instance, a group of stars might appear to shift position when viewed through a haze or low cloud cover, creating the illusion of an object moving. Reflections in windows, mirrors, or even on water can also cause light to behave in strange ways, further adding to the confusion. Optical illusions can also play a role in UFO sightings. Our brains are great at filling in gaps when we're not sure what we're looking at, and sometimes this leads us to see things that aren't there. For example, a cloud or a distant plane might appear to change shape or move in ways that seem impossible, simply because our brain is trying to make sense of the image. So, after exploring the science behind UFOs, what have we learned? We've discovered that many UFO sightings can be explained by natural phenomena, human-made objects, and even optical illusions. But there are still many that remain a mystery. Whether it's strange movements, unidentified lights, or objects behaving in ways that challenge our understanding of physics, UFOs continue to puzzle us. Despite our many explanations, the mystery of UFOs is far from solved. Some cases remain unresolved, and the fascination with the unknown persists. This mystery challenges us to push the boundaries of science and continue exploring the uncharted territories of space, technology, and physics. In the end, UFOs remain one of humanity's greatest questions. Are they just misidentified objects, or do they hold clues to something far more extraordinary? As long as we continue to ask questions, gather evidence, and remain open-minded, we will keep moving closer to understanding these phenomena. Whether or not we discover their true nature in the near future, UFOs will undoubtedly continue to captivate our imaginations and challenge our understanding of the universe. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and remember, no matter what the answers may be, the search for truth is what keeps science moving forward.